Great morning, everyone, and welcome to We Trading with OC. Finally, we had our dump, the dump that we were expecting. Nonetheless, we're back at previous zones. I mean, Bitcoin just went down very quickly, recuperated everything within a couple of hours. I mean, one day, pump and dump, or dump and pump, really quickly. So let's get it with you guys, because you guys are the most important part of the show. So far, we have Alexander G in the house. Welcome, and Mark Dodge. How's it going? Guys, welcome. Let's go into the charts. In the meantime, the rest of the team gets in the chat, but we have a lot to go through, and I want to go over a couple of altcoins because altcoins are not getting back at the previous highs as quick as Bitcoin. But let's take a look at Bitcoin now. All right, perfect. So this is where we left out. As you can see, basically our alert did not sound or did not got ranked in this area. Nonetheless, we got it on a preview other ones. Remember that we usually keep different alerts and different charts. And if we go over something like, for example, the morning market report, let me see. Like, for example, something here. Let's go and open it anyway. We'll see that, well, we need to go first to Bitcoin, of course. We'll see that we actually hit a couple of other alerts that we were encountering. So basically, we went all the way down here, first alert. I did jump back into 100K as we were coming back down. So let's take a look at what happened with our setups in here. On Trading with OC, basically, let's go to, again, USDT, BTC, USDT. There we go. We had an open alert a little bit down below here. Let me see. Why is it not showing? All right, here it is. Perfect. We have one alert basically in here. We were expecting a little flag out. That is exactly what it's happening right here. And in the meantime, we were expecting that sweep of the lows or a spring happening here. As you can see, I was expecting it to take a little bit longer, maybe a couple of more candles, but what happened in the macro space, like the W starting, US going to the conflict and a possible retaliation, well, then we had that movement to the downside. Now that the uncertainty it's basically resolved, regardless if that came out the way that we were expecting or not, well, then the price action, it's back at where we started. So yeah, I mean, we were calling for this possibility for weeks already. Remember, 100K first area, 97, and then 93 secondary areas. You can see that right here, depending on the type of analysis we do, it hovers over that same ballpark, 97, 858. Very, very, very close to our last candle that was at 98, 200. So everything basically going good. Guess I'll sell my CAS. Why are you going to be selling your CAS? Let's take a look at CAS. Why not? So let's see what's in a second. But in the meantime, we have a diamond right here, so we could be expecting going bullish. I mean, this movement, it's pretty bullish by itself. Two big bullish candles with a possible retracement. Today in the morning market report, I was expecting to have maybe a double bottom retracement. It did not happen. It went faster than I was expecting, but that is completely fine. Let's bring up first our indicators, and then we'll take a look at Caspa. All right, so so far we have a resistance, so we could be expecting a bounce of resistance, right? So something like, and let me just get rid of things in here. There it is, and again, there we go. I think this is also going to go away. Perfect. And since we have a support and a trend line, it's not about the breakout, it's about your retest this area to create a higher low. If we start picking out some movement and of course some strength, and strength, we do have strength. We're above our zero line in here, although we are going lower. Well, then I think we could maybe get back at it like in here. Hopefully that is the case, and we see getting a little bit more momentum in here. So far we're flipping bullish on trend, so that is nice. It's not about the breakout, it's about the retest again. So let's recycle our alert. Let's place it in here, and that's the area that I'm gonna be looking for to get in. Let's see what else we have in the other charts of Bitcoin. So basically right here we were expecting to have a megaphone or a larger flagging here. Let me in fact now adjust our megaphone lines. Here it is. I will set something like that, and well, our top remains the same. So far so good. We are back above areas of support in here. It's not about your breakout, it's about your retest piercing through, so no retest to be taken. And right now what we're expecting, it's another pullback to support and then take the previous or the next highs. So far so good. Hey KDGT, how is it going, my friend? Welcome. So seems like we know a couple of movements throughout the weekend, didn't we? Nice. BC Port Corp, what is up? Wix Wife, welcome. Very nice to have you guys joining. Trading Tuition in the house. What's up, my friend? Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Remember to drop those likes. It really helps with the algorithm. And let's take a look at what else. So far, so good. Nothing caught us by surprise. We were expecting this drawdown, this pullback. And well, then having said that, I think everything played out nicely. Let's take a look at a couple of altcoins. Especially, I want to take a look at Link, because we have an ongoing alert on Link. On Link, that was a very precise alert. Nonetheless, again, we need to remember that this is not the only alert that we did on Link. In fact, we have another one right here. Let's go away for a second. Let's go to Link. Here is the this AIXBT. Let's see. Let's cancel this. Logs, alerts, Link. All right, perfect. So here is our alert of Link. Let's see. There we go at 1280, 1284, and we have an earlier one. Well, 1284. 84, there you go, basically somewhere around here, but that is a trend line. Now I do remember that we had another one a little bit lower. I'll need to look into it. Nonetheless, we did had two alerts of Link, and one of those actually went a little bit lower than we were expecting, which is fine. Find that beautiful support, and then off we go. Let's go and take a look at a couple of other things that we have. So let's go and open anyway. Link, BTC, LTC, Litecoin. This is a good one. Let's go and wait for it to play it out. This was at crossing trend line. We don't have that trend line anymore. It seems like it's gone. That's fine. I don't know why I don't have my alerts up to date, and as I click this thing, it doesn't change. Pretty weird. All right. Oh, I think I got it right here. 1280 something. BTC, BCH, 800, 480.9, 480.9, basically the way up, and then the reversal. But let's go and take a look at CAS by request. We also have Dylan VA, welcome, my friend. Nice to have you around. Crypto Coin Mindset, welcome. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you guys spending a little bit of your time with me in here in the channel. Let's take a look at CAS. All right, so far, so good. I remember that CAS was not looking good. So far, it seems like we're still on the range. Not a range, sorry, on the downtrend that we were expecting, or we were looking at the last time. Here we go. Right? We are bullish now. We're at the top of the bullishness, although if we are able to pierce through to this area, to dynamic reactor, I think we might have a real chance to break back down, right? Have a support zone, and then we go. So far, it's not looking that bad. I think this is a little bit overextended. Let's bring our previous support and resistances. By the way, Depending if you're leveraging here, you might need to, I don't know, give it a little some time. Maybe we can burst a little bit higher, but get your threshold here. I don't want you to get trapped in here. If you are on spot, do not keep pushing money into it, by the way. If you're in loss, maybe just wait for the actual breakout, retest, off we go, confirmation, and that's when you might be able to jump back in with a DCA setup. Nonetheless, we did not reach the very bottom in here, but we're making a good try to break through that trend line that we have right here. Are we gonna make it? I think so. Let's rig up another setup of instruments that we have, the RSI primed. So remember, at this point, we're looking for tiny itty bitty candles for reversal. So far we have a big body candle. I mean, right after that big body candle, it's truth that we can have that itty bitty candle for reversals, but we don't got it right there. Let's see any other ones that we have. I think we still can go just ever so slightly higher here for maybe have another reversal. Again, one more candle could make that difference. Let me bring up a couple of other stuff in here. Let me minimize my oscillators in here. Let me just make some room, and I want to bring up the rest of my indicators. So far so good with support and resistances, predictive ranges. There we go. Predictive ranges, we are past the golden line. So that golden line again could be acting as a support if we have a multi-body candle, multi-candle movement to the upside and retracement. So a possible shorty here and then a re-entry here. So a short scalp and then a possible re-entry at, and let me set my alert right here at 0.071. So I think, oh, come on, this is it. Let's just push it a little bit lower. Here we go, 0.7159. So cash not looking that good, not looking that bad. I mean, so far we're trying to make that push. If we reverse out of this, I think I would say like brace yourself, because we might be going a little bit lower, slightly bit lower. I don't think that we're gonna break these areas, but everything could happen at this point, especially for what's going on the outer markets. Let's see what else we have here. My pleasure, Alexandra. Crypto Mindset. Good evening, AG. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. So let's take a look at other coins in here. Let's go for hashtag FETH, of course, and FETH going lower. In fact, I was expecting a bounce out of these zones. Perfect. Did we had it? Sort of. I mean, we did have that precise movement, like breakout, retest, and then instead of off we go. Well, what and off we go. I mean, right? So breakout, retest, and what and off we go. We went right to our purple line. Not only we had a purple line, we have a Fibonacci retracement 50%. Sorry, I think this is the medicine kicking in. For some reason, it makes me very, very sleepy. Frank the Tank, what's up, my friend? Welcome. Mark Dutch, what's up? Thank you for that, my friend. All right, so looking at, crypto coin mindset. I don't know, WW4, man. I mean, that's a big thing. I don't know. I haven't looked at the most recent news, but so far I think things are stable, and I believe that because of the price of altcoins, right? I mean, they're pumping back up. They're not like Bitcoin, but I don't think that, for example, I wouldn't consider Ethereum a safe haven. Certainly not Solana, right? Good projects, susceptible to quick changes. So we need to be careful here. Maybe this is retail pushing it up, and we might have another dump incoming. We need to be very, very careful, especially because right now we are bearish, absolutely bearish, guys. All right, so 50% retracement, hit it, and then we're coming for another breakout, retest, and maybe off we go. That will depend on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at once again Bitcoin, because here it is. Because Bitcoin, look at that, it's back at those areas. I mean, this is fabulous. If we get back at bullish sentiment, we might be even able to hit this top ranging here. And this, I mean, I don't think that this is gonna mean a lot for Ethereum, but at least I would say it's something like in here around where the dynamic reactor is at, and a 0.236 retracement back on track. So we might be able to take a look at that. Trade intuition. Oh, TradeFly, what's up, my friend? Welcome. Just stopping by to tell OC I love him. My friend, I love you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really miss you, my friend. Hopefully you can jump into any of the sessions. Really miss your analysis. Really miss your trading style, brother. Thank you so much for spending another bit of your time in here. Really appreciate it, bro. Thank you. All right. Such a great stream. Let's see. What else we have? Well, so far, no entries in here. But we have a very nice retracement to the 50%. Let's remember, and let me just clear this up. All right. Let's remember what we do on our setups. We go for a box from the bottom of the breakout retest to the top. We'll look for 50% retracement, or if we measure the full movement, again, 50% retracement. So far, so good. Following the same Fibonacci retracement, simplifies Fibonacci retracement. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin back again on previous highs. Nonetheless, this is not something like that interesting. Let me just get rid of everything here. And that is because we are not yet breaking any major or important trend lines. So far, this is what we got. I even call it like that. Are we going to be able to break it? I don't know. Seems like we might, but something like that, right? So barely breaking it, more a rejection than a breakout. So a technical breakout maybe, and then a rejection. Why? Because we're losing strength, but we're going bullish, right? So if we're losing strength, we're going bullish, maybe some branching up here. Try to maybe recuperate some bullishness as we maybe start rolling back down, coming back in here, maybe creating a secondary mountain like this. All right, something in here, finding that support, previous areas of resistance and support, right? And then maybe off we go, creating a higher low. This is if nothing happens in the world, like if the world just takes a pause, if there's no new tweeters, if there's no new airplanes going other places, right? But I mean, if we are keeping this momentum, I think this might be the end of the bearish trend in altcoins. So I would say keep your trend lines printed and locked. So locked and ready. Let's you know what? Let's clone this. Let me see if I can. It was like what with Alt? No, I don't know. What did I do here? Oh, I'm going lower. Was it with Shift? I don't quite remember. Shift drag? Not really. What was it? Control drag? Oh yes, this is it. So control drag for a higher area here. I'm going to try to hit the top in here, and let me just do lock and load it. Perfect. All right, BNB. It was looking weird, BNB, right? It was looking then very bullish in these areas, and then very bearish in here. So far, we're doing exactly the same. Let me just get rid of everything here. Let's zoom in. Let's bring chunky candles in the house, and we have a trend line right here. Let me see if I can adjust it slightly. Well, it's locked, so let's leave it as is. And what we need to see is that breakout retest. So breakout maybe somewhere around here, retest, creating another trend line somewhere around here, and then off we go. We have a previous highs trend alert at 667, and there we go. Basically that we keep it as is. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP, it's back at previous highs. This is also something that is holding a lot. I mean, if we go back in time, we don't see those major movements to the downside. Yes, it's been a prolonged movement to the downside, but also it's truth that we have a prolonged range where, if we're lucky enough, this could be the spring. If we retest close inside the range, I think we could be setting up ourselves to a breakout retest. So let's go over a couple of more, which at this point is basically everything. It's the same. All right. So let's go for this trend line. This is a little bit interesting because right now we have a confirmed breakout. Right. And this is Cardano. This is ADA. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. So let's bring up our support and resistances. So maybe going a slightly higher, breakdown, support, and off we go. Or for the worst case scenario, rejection from where we are, going for a double bottom, and then maybe we can do something like that. So I'm not venturing to say that we're going lower because of Bitcoin. Once again, Bitcoin is back out of previous highs. All right, so that's speaking about strength, not in altcoins, but in the crypto space. All right, so that is what we got so far. Let's see a couple of two more. So let's do Solana. Well, oh no, man, we just did Solana. So let's do Sui, and I want to do a couple of meme coins today. Why? Because we might be able to strike just a little bit of money out of there. Nonetheless, we already have a trend line here that we can see. All right, right here, and this time I didn't have to actually think at all. Because if I turn on my indicators, oh, where is it? There it is. We have the automated trend line right here, as you can see. It's already there for me just to copy and clone it. There we go. So far, going to the support area where we have those two supports. Very nice. Those two supports held very strongly, and then going to the resistance. Are we going to break above this resistance? Maybe slightly. Maybe slightly going to our dynamic reactor, something like that, I'd rather say. All right, and then a rejection. I think a rejection is incoming. Maybe this rejection is going to be big enough for us to hit back at these zones, but for that I need to look at maybe other stuff. Like, for example, yeah, we have a loud order block, rejection incoming, another loud order block, so hopefully it's not a double bottom. I mean, that would have been nice, right? But going back to that double bottom, it might be getting me at this area. So let's add an alert because I do want to trade Sui now that I'm looking at. And I will decide maybe an open entry between tomorrow and Wednesday. We might have that entry ready to go. So let's do, why not? Let's do Pepe. Or you know what? Fartcoin. It's AI and it is also a meme coin. So Fartcoin, let me get rid of this. And as you can see, it's doing fantastic. Why is it doing fantastic? Because we have our trend line here. Nice trend line. It's not about your breakout. It's about your retest. And off we go to resistance. Going bullish, losing strength, then maybe going high in strength and reversing. So that means that we could be either ranging or slightly retracing. That is good because in that way, we can follow along this low, this low, this low to create this trend line. And then my next entry right here, or maybe a little bit earlier as we try to break to the upside. So looking fantastic, looking pretty neat. Let's see one more, AI 16Z or Z. Same trend line that we have, like this, breakout, but also this one is a little bit off because I can maybe consider that one as an anomaly. In this case, I could still be below into my rejection zone. Let's see if I have something else in there that acts as rejection. Well, we have a support now. We're barely crossing it, so I'm not sure if I can call that a support already. So yeah, that could be it. We are definitely breaking this predictive range. But we have smart money entries in here. You know what? This is too chunky for me. Let's fix that. So profile length, profile instead of 35, let's go, I don't know, 60. Let's double that or almost double that. I think that will be good enough. Yeah. All right. So areas of importance, maybe this area here, which is also where my dynamic reactor is at. So I would rather have the breakout retest of we go to create a beautiful trend line. That will be my entry. Let me just push it below the price action, just so it doesn't ring as it goes up, but as it goes down. And then another one up above in here. So when it gets here, that rings for me to either short it or wait for the pullback. So hey, Mike Volmer, sorry. Welcome, my friend. All right, so guys, let's wrap this up today till here. It's been a very long day for me of trading, looking at the charts. I want to work on my technicals. Tomorrow we're gonna be ending up the chapter 18.2, or sorry, 18.5, but the next advanced thing, which is retracements. And basically we're gonna be then moving into the next chapter. Let's not prolong this as much, and let's get over with the chapters. I'm very excited because after this it comes the let's just say a specialty trading. So basically you can look into what you liked about all of the topics that we have trade that you should be already proficient at using, and then specialize on that tool or on that topic or on that scenario. So I think this is where we start getting into a professional grade chapter settings, right? So we just need to finish up this upcoming, 3 more chapters, and that's it. You will be graduated from college and then going to your master. So guys, thank you so much for joining. I know this was a quick session, but let's prepare for what's coming. We already have talked about these lows, not a surprise, right? We were expecting them. Let's now take some profits, wait for those pullback retracement, and jump in any ride we're talking about. So far, let me be clear, we are bearish. We are bearish. But if we are to start breaking these trend lines, we might have some reversals in our hands. So far, we're considering dead cat bounces or small reversals to the upside before a continuation downwards. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.